Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and I saw this video come out from my good friend Darth, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to give my perspective and react to this because he's got a video here titled "My Friends All Quit Diablo Immortal." Now, Darth and I are really good friends. He's actually someone I've known for almost 4 years now, and we've never been able to meet in person, but that's actually going to be happening very soon here in like 12 or 13 days. We're going to be hanging out at TwitchCon together, so very exciting to finally get to meet one of my good friends here in the content creation scene, and I will react to my perspective, and I'll see what I agree and disagree on, and we'll kind of talk about Darth's opinions here on his friends quitting Diablo Immortal. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so we'll let this play, and I will interject when I have something to add here to what Darth is saying.
Press right now. I realized today that basically all my friends have quit this game. The only person I really know left that's still playing this game is Valid Shot. All of my good buddies IRL have quit, and let me show you this. And it's not like we literally just came off the longest running reign of being the Immortal, and people are bored and quitting the game. Look at this. Like, my warband's completely dead, okay? If you look at the actual clan, it's just as depressing. And I wanted to talk about today, like, why, when we ended being the Immortals on a W, right? Why is everyone quitting? And it's not just me. It's my friends, people that are committed in the game, people that built the clans even. Like, people don't want to play the game anymore. And so I was trying to figure out why, and I realized it's because we were Immortals. What I want to talk about is the fact that Diablo Immortal in the name, is built upon the cycle of strife. You are supposed to become an Immortal. That is supposed to be your encouragement for playing the game. You're supposed to climb the ladder, cutting the throats of the other shadows on the way there, creating drama, getting to the top in order to get the big, juicy rewards. The problem is that whole thing is built on a house of cards, because when you're at the top, the rewards are not good. They're actually straight up not good. I want to give you just one such very simple example. If you actually go and look at this, you can see this yourself right now in game. Go to the Deeds of Valor badges. What you're going to notice is that it takes very good rating when you're the Immortal to get an 8%. Very good. If you have Exceptional, it's 12%. But look, you have to be the Immortal, which means all the Immortals can't do this. Only one person could have this badge. For instance, me could have the 20% badge if I had all Exceptional at the same time. I have 3 Exceptional, 1 very good, right? I could have been 20%. But only one person gets that. All 300 people are locked out to only getting this, meaning they're, for the Valor badges, there's zero reason for them to have Exceptional rating at all. In fact, I had the guy messaging me. He's like, hey, I have Exceptional in 3. I'm trying to get the 4th Exceptional. Like, what can I do to buff this? I'm like, nothing. And not only that, but you're literally wasting your time. You're literally wasting your time, because being very good is the top Valor badge that is possible for the Immortal. That's just one example, okay? There's plenty of other examples. How about the...
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in here really quick. I was actually Immortal with Darth, and we did, we were fortunate enough to set the #1 reign on our server. So a lot of this stuff I was right next to him experiencing, and so far I'm in definite agreement.
The fact that being an Immortal is a full-time job, because they actually force you into non-boosted dungeons every single day to do your activity. Doesn't make any sense. You have to do 4 random dungeons of boosted, of non-boosted, even if you want, and some of them could be boosted, but it's 4 random dungeons is my point here, in order to even get the daily activities. Now you might say,
yeah, that's a huge gripe. The daily activities being the dungeons when you can't solo them is a huge meme. It's awful. I agree. So what we would always end up doing when we were Immortals is we would drop the difficulty to normal, because you can solo the dungeons, and then going into it and just doing the dungeons on normal for no loot or anything, just wanting to get our dailies done.
say, okay, well, that's all great, but you get activity points for it and you get rewards for it. Yes, but all of the rewards are literally factually worse than if you had just gone and grinded yourself. For instance, the vault. The vault system's a nightmare. In fact, they said they're just adding a queuing system like the Shadows have in the game, but the Shadows don't have a queuing system. We have a find party button, okay? So that's what we're going to have as the Immortals. I'm sure we're going to get a find party button, which does not fix the problem of actually queuing into the vault. So you have a full-time job of actually defending the vault itself. You have the full-time job of doing your daily activities and doing your dungeons, etc. Then on top of it, the rewards are bad. Now you could say, DM, you're wrong. Like, it's not just the vault triple stat legendaries that you can choose from, which only some people get to actually have. The rest of the people who didn't get the activities are aren't officers, so they don't get bonus points or all these things. Those people are just going to get kind of crappy legendaries, okay? So that's one thing. The other problem with it as well is, let's say the Keon's Ordeal. It's like, well, you're wrong, DM. The Keon's Ordeal gives you legendary crests. Yes, but so does the Shadow War. You're losing the Shadow War legendary crests and replacing them with the Keon's Ordeal. On top of that, only 30 people can enter a Keon's at a time, and you can only do one a day. So you can't reward the top players who are carrying you by doing multiple a day to get multiple legendary crests or anything, okay? What ends up actually happening is everyone gets just about the same amount of legendary crests as you literally do from the Shadow War. You get maybe one extra one a week or something like that.
Yeah, they're way too stingy on the crests that you can earn in game. If 99% of your power is going to come from resonance, and you can't get enough crests to bite a meaningful chunk into that progression power. So I wish they would be a lot more judicious with how is judicious the right word to say there? I wish they would be a lot more plentiful with how many crests they give out to the actual people that are active in the game and the community.
It's really not a lot. Now you could say, okay, there's the Hilts Trader. You're right, there is the Hilts Trader, and we do get more Hilts as the actual Immortals, but the Hilts Trader doesn't have anything game-changing in it. Not enough that when you are not an Immortal and you are a Shadow, you're thinking, I can't wait to unlock that Hilts Trader rewards. Who has ever thought that in this game? Nobody. It does not matter. The rewards do not matter. So what we actually have is a cycle, which I actually think is a cool, well-designed cycle. The drama of it, the perspiration of people fighting each other in the arena, the backstab, the betrayal, climbing the, chaos is a ladder, right? You have all of this cool shit, but then you get to the top and your victory is completely hollow, because even as the longest reigning Immortal on the server, I can tell you being Immortal does not matter. So what you have to do in this game is realize that the game is built around just building your individual character to try to get as strong as possible so that maybe you can win the strife, but then you get to the top and it doesn't matter literally anyway. So what ended up happening to me is
yeah, and I would agree with him that the system is very cool. It's a lot of fun to do, like set up your different squads for the Rite of Exile and work with other clans and work with other people to try and take down the Immortals. And then when you are the Immortals, to try and work with everybody in the Immortal chat and through Discord to set up your squads to defend being the Immortals. All of that is really fun. One thing I would add is that it requires servers that are way more active than they currently are. We have way too many servers in the game. There's like 125. It needs to be merged and condensed down to literally like 5 servers. Like these servers need to be very, very active. Lots of different Shadow Clan drama going on and lots of notoriety for working hard enough and teaming up with other people well enough to become the Immortal. These servers need to be really, really active. You shouldn't have Shadow Wars that are like 10 versus 4. We got to get these Shadow Wars up to being epic matches like 85 versus 78. And to do that, we need servers that are way more active than they currently are.
We get out of the Immortals, everyone experienced what being an Immortal is like, has now the full complete picture of what the game is, and then quit because they do not want to redo it again because it's not worth it. And I can't argue against them that it is worth it. You get a cool cosmetic, which goes away after you're the Immortal again. And there's not a reward for being an Immortal like the second time. There's no additional rewards. There isn't an accumulative stat on your character where it's every time you become an Immortal, you're gaining 5% permanent magic fine that can help out free-to-play people or anything like that. There's none of that. You were an Immortal temporarily. You temporarily got some bonuses for X amount of weeks, and now you have to slave away for a month straight to go back in and hope to God you have enough tier 3 wings in your clan to win you the cycle of strife. And even if you do, it doesn't matter anyway, because the actual best thing you get out of being an Immortal is the Immortal chat that allows you to talk to all of the clans at the same time, like the Shadow chat.
I actually did a video on that. I agree. I did a video on the best part of being Immortal or whatever. Yeah, the Immortal chat's amazing. It's sad. That's the best thing about being Immortal is the damn in-game chat. So yeah, I agree.
That's the coolest thing about it. I'm not making this up. That is what every single player that I have talked to liked the best about being the Immortals was the Immortal chat system. So there's not a reason to get anything other than just very good on your badges, which is encouraging, not playing. There's not a massive reward payout in terms of progressing your character that actually individually matters. There's no accumulative bonuses that continue on your count that will actually reward you for what you're doing. There's no permanent cosmetics to what you did, and there's no reason once you've seen what the Immortal is and experienced it once to do it again. So what actually ended up happening is all of my good friends that I enjoy playing with, we got what we wanted. We did the longest reign of the Immortal. They're like, huh, that was kind of cool, but I don't want to do it again. It's like, have you ever done like a really big jump on a dirt bike or something? Like, whoa, like that was awesome, but I'm not doing that again. So it was scary, a lot of work. That's what happens. And unfortunately, as of today, I'm kind of wondering about the future, because I've seen these mentions of server merges are coming, but it's like, is server merges really going to fix the problem? I've seen content creators since the very beginning of Diablo. I'm talking the very beginning of Diablo Immortal, week into the game, all of them directly telling Blizzard being an Immortal is not worth it and needs to be buffed. And I'm seeing them listen to feedback of like, we need more legendary crests. So they buff legendary crests. They give the warbands the eternal ones. They make treasure golems drop legendaries. I'm seeing them listen to feedback, but not listen to the feedback that being an Immortal is literally not worth your time. It is a status symbol. It is for fun. That is all it is. And we could argue that's the point of these games. They're for fun, sure, but there's an argument to be made. Becoming the Immortal is more fun than being the Immortal, which for me, personally, that's where the problem lies. Because if getting there, if the journey is better than the destination does not mean anything, and the entire strife cycle of it becomes hollow. In my personal opinion, Blizzard, it is time to buff being an Immortal so that people want to do it, which will increase activity in the game, increase the drama that you want between clans, because people are going to be more incentivized to become the Immortal, and will increase daily logins for activities in order to get marks as a shadow. It will also increase the Immortal logging in and decrease the feeling of a job that does not pay. In my personal opinion, this is well past due and is extremely damaging to the active player count, and is what is partially subtly killing the game. This is, in my opinion, killing the game more than almost anything else, and it's something people don't really talk about because it's kind of a very diluted topic that you have to actually experience in order to understand. Take it.
Yeah, so I agree with all of that. I also think they need a way for more people to be involved. Like you have a clan of 100 people, and it basically boils down to 3 people that are gonna fight for Immortal when it comes down to that arena. So it just doesn't include. It's not inclusive enough of the clan. It doesn't represent the clan. So you end up in situations where there's no point to build like a deep clan with lots of good players, because then they all get left out anyway, and they don't get included. So they're almost better off like going to a different clan. And so the Shadow War does it right, where you include 90 out of 100 people, and then you have like the main battle and the support battles and stuff like that. They need something like that, some sort of way to let other people contribute and reward clans that do a good job managing everything and laying everything out, and it's exciting for everybody, not just the top 3 whales.
For me, being an Immortal is not worth the effort to become one. Instead of just complaining, I'm going to give you one example in 15 seconds here that would immediately buff the Immortals. What about in the vault, instead of legendary items, or in addition to legendary items, there's now set items. Oh wow, wouldn't that be interesting? There's less competition because I need a Shalbass ring, but he needs a Vithus belt. We're not all competing for exactly the same piece because there's no essence transfer on the set items. By the way Blizzard wants to do it, there's no essence transfer, so you have to pick the actual piece you need. Everyone's got random set pieces, so it doesn't even, you're not even competing with the other people. Everyone wins. And then also, oh, now I don't have to do dungeons for set items, and you make me do dungeons literally anyway in the activities for the Immortals. Makes perfect sense. It does not take a genius to figure out how to buff the Immortals without just giving a monetary value. I'm not saying you have to ruin your economy of the game. I'm not saying you have to give everyone 50 legendary crests a day if you're in the Immortal. That will only make the Immortals a pay-to-win strength and resonance stronger, which makes them become the Immortal quicker next time. There's a cap on combat rating. All it would do is reduce the grind. It's not going to change the game. It's not going to snowball. It just makes the game easier and gives you a reason to become an Immortal. It takes me a 30 seconds to think of this solution. This is just one of which. We need multiple solutions to make the cycle of strife actually important because, like I say, if the destination doesn't matter, the journey doesn't either. I'm kind of depressed right now.
Yeah, no, so yeah, my good friend Darth, by the way, I'm gonna link to his channel down below. Definitely go check him out, show him some love. He's always got some good perspective, on Diablo Immortal and stuff. And that's a great idea. I agree with his set item thing and buffing the Immortal and all that for sure. And I can definitely vouch that we did see a lot of attrition after we wrapped up our Immortal reign. Lots of people that were like, you know what, we're going to leave and go do our own thing. We just want to be adventurers. We just want to be shadows, or people just quitting the game because he's right. There needs to be more of a cumulative effect. Like you get a certain bonus on your account for how many weeks that you've reigned as an Immortal. Make it something really to strive for long term as like an MMO aspect of the Diablo RPG cycle of strife and the shadows and the immortals and all of that. We really need a reward for how long and how much effort you put in to becoming immortal and trying to reign for as long as possible. So yeah, great insights from Darth. Let me know what you think down below, where you agree/disagree with me or Darth. Always enjoy hearing perspectives from the community, and make sure to head on over and subscribe to DM Diablo Immortal if you have not already. And then also we'll be uploading content here on this channel as well. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.